Colder temperatures this last week really reminding everyone winter is coming. And not only that, the clocks are falling back early tomorrow morning, and daylight saving comes with its own challenges. So as we enter the season of SAD, which was also known as seasonal depression, we're also still dealing with the pandemic. So joining us is clinical psychologist Katherine Kuhlman and leadership coach Kenneth Thomas. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So just before we came back to this show, I was saying behind the scenes that I feel like this interview is for me because I'm from the West Coast, the Golden Coast, and over here I'm dealing with the season change, with seasonal depression, the dark skies. Both of you are skilled in combating negative emotions. Dr. Kuhlman, can you actually break down what seasonal depression is for everyone?
So seasonal depression is another word, as you mentioned, SAD, which stands for seasonal affective disorder. And so basically, if you live in a particular part of the country or if you have a family history of depression, you're going to be more prone to SAD. And as you mentioned, that the Northeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the Midwest, these are places that just become kind of gloomy and cold and dark in the winter months. And what happens is people start to retreat inside. They're not engaging in physical activity as much. They're socially isolating. And this leads to more depressive symptoms.
Yeah, the skies might be gloomy, but we're going to work to fight against that. Now, Kenneth, a little bit about your story. You have a son with Down syndrome who just beat cancer, and you're well versed with keeping positive. So what's your biggest advice with that?
Yes, definitely staying active. One of the things that we've done a lot is setting the atmosphere, and setting that atmosphere played a big part in Christians' recovery. I believe that everyone should be setting that atmosphere. What we also do is dance a lot, moving a lot around the house, and just being able to set the atmosphere to where people can actually set the tone for your entire day. Let's say you love James Brown, or let's say you love Adele, or let's say you love Beyonce, whatever the case may be. Putting music in place definitely helps a lot. And also deleting some of the people out of your life that don't need to be in your life. A lot of times people have people that hang around and just add on to the depression. So it's very, very important that people evaluate their circles like their life depends on it, because I think it does. And it helps them elevate once they see who's supposed to be in and who's supposed to be out. And also creating that vision for your life. What do you want life to look like in the next 6 months, the next 12 months? Write it down. Start writing those things down and start taking those things to the next level, and start reverse engineering those things to elevate your life to get out of the depression that you're in.
So Kenneth, removing negative energy, also getting up and moving, dancing. Dr. Kuhlman, continuing with Kenneth's response, how else can you beat seasonal depression?
There's a lot of really good tips. So as Kenneth had mentioned, exercise is absolutely huge. That's going to decrease cortisol in the body, which is a stress hormone. Another option too is there are bright light therapies, which are highly effective, that basically increase, they mimic sunlight, so it increases vitamin D. And there's some considerations if you've got particular eye diseases, or if you're on medication that increases sensitivity to light, then you'd want to talk to your doctor about them. But these are cheap options that you would do early in the morning. One of the things that I really suggest is always have something to look forward to. So that might be a vacation, that might be a date night with your spouse, that might be Christmas, whatever it is. Always have something so that you break up, because the SAD, seasonal depression, this can last up to 40% of the year, depending on the area that you live in. And so take that trip to Florida, come say hi to me in Scottsdale, where it's nice and sunny year round too. And that's also going to help.
Oh, Scottsdale, yeah, sunny year round there. Kenneth, now you've also promoted, building strength to the next level, both personal and professionally. And so what are the beginning steps to stay motivated when it seems like the world is against you?
Yeah, one of the things that we oftentimes do is what we call the pillars of strength. Is basically we take a sheet of paper and put down 3 columns on that sheet of paper, writing down all your negatives on the outside of those columns, and writing down all your positives on the inside, right? And what you want to do is you want to look at, let's say, for example, you're having, you don't like bad weather. That's a negative for you. Like Doctor mentioned, take that trip to Florida. If you're a vacationer, if you're someone that just likes to go out, circle that, put that in your positive tangible list, and focus on your positive tangibles even more. So one of the things that we oftentimes do is anytime that is, it's gets kind of depressed inside the home, we say, listen, let's go somewhere. Let's do something as a family. Let's push the envelope. What's something that we haven't done done before. Start, testing your limits and seeing what else is out there, and go explore the world. Remember to live your life. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. That means we got 1,440 opportunities to be successful. So I believe that if we continue to push that envelope of what more can you do in the world, what can you do in life, that will definitely delete, a lot of depression and stress that are going on.
Keeping a list here, we have light therapy, we have exercise, we have keeping a list of what's going on and make sure you're making the most of everything. Dr. Kuhlman, you mentioned that some people could be facing this for 40% of the year. How common is it for people to feel some sort of emotional effect from the weather change?
So those that actually meet diagnostic criteria for seasonal affective disorder or seasonal depression, it's really quite low. It's going to be around 5 to 10% of the population, which is much lower than general major depressive disorder. But people with a history of major depressive disorder or who live in those climates are going to be more likely. So you're going to see less of it in those sunny climates like California, Arizona, Texas, Florida, and more so, as I mentioned, Midwest, Northeast, Mid-Atlantic areas.
Like I said in the beginning of this, I feel like this interview, I'm especially taking notes here because coming from California, I am not fully prepared for all that gloomy weather. It's a lot less sunshine here. Now, Kenneth, as I said earlier, your son was fighting a physical battle. And as we know, that's also very draining on energy. And we're talking about this whole seasonal change being draining. So how do you stay uplifted and keep your energy up?
Oh, listen, when we change the mind, we change the game. When we change the mind, we change the game. Everything is mental for us. A lot of things I tell people is use your gift to make the shift. For example, Christian's his extra chromosome gene is what helped save his life, and it's the thing that you already have inside you. So discover what it is that you already have inside you. Listen, if you're looking for purpose in life, if you're looking to go to that next level, what problems do you really want to solve? And when you find out what problems you want to solve, then you're probably going to find your purpose after that. I think that people need to start finding purpose in life, or they have trouble finding purpose in life, and that kind of like leads to their stress and their depressions as well too, because they don't know why they're here. Once you know why you're here, then you can go out and serve. The more you serve, the more you earn, right? The more you serve, the more you're going to be able to give to others. So I'm a big believer in serving people and leading people to that next level. And like I said, when we change the mind, we change the game. It's all mental, and it starts with you first. So setting that tone, setting that atmosphere, writing those things down can really, really motivate you. And a lot of dancing as well too. It may seem silly, but if you continue to say, listen, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, you're putting your brain in a rhythm. And what we've done as choreographers is put our brain in a rhythm where, as in, we know what's coming, we know how to deliver, we know what to do. We just gotta, prep ourselves in 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and then we go after it.
Dr. Katherine Kuhlman and Kenneth Allen Thomas, thank you both for joining us this morning and figuring out ways to change the mind, change the game right here, especially as we enter this, time of darker skies and shorter days. Thank you both.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah. All right, have a great weekend. You're watching Wake Up America. We still more ahead, only on Newsmax.